Google did not open source infinite memory for AI agents. The viral post says this thing runs forever, accepts any file, never forgets, and needs no retrieval system. I put the current code under load. The database held 57 memories, but the agent could show Gemini only the newest 50. The first record was still on disk and already invisible. In the next few minutes, you will see what this sample genuinely does, where the claims break, and the safe way to think about it. First, the provenance. This project now lives inside Google Cloud Platform's public generative AI examples repository under an MIT license. But the pull request says it was contributed as a demo by Shubham Saboo and merged in March 2026. That is different from Google announcing a production memory service. Even the current README still points its clone command at the contributor's old repository, and that address now returns a 404. So treat this as an accepted sample, not a supported product. The idea itself is smart and easy to understand. A file watcher sees new material. An ingest agent asks Gemini 3.1 Flash-Lite to summarize it and extract entities and topics. Those results go into a local SQLite database. A consolidation agent periodically reads unconsolidated rows and asks Gemini to propose cross-memory connections. A query agent sends stored summaries and recent consolidations back to Gemini. Streamlit provides the dashboard. Notice what is not in that path. There is no vector database and there are no embeddings. That part of the post is accurate. But retrieval did not disappear. The code still selects a fixed batch of rows and inserts them into the prompt. The agent development kit session is also recreated for each call. The durable memory here is the custom SQLite layer, not a magical persistent model mind. I ran the sample locally with one safety change. I bound its unauthenticated web server to localhost instead of the upstream all-network address. Then I gave it two very different inputs. One was a synthetic Project Atlas planning note with a deadline, an owner, a cost target, and a rollback requirement. The other was the public image attached to the LinkedIn post. The watcher processed the image, the text endpoint processed the note, and the dashboard showed both memories. When I asked across the two sources, the query agent correctly recovered the Project Atlas priorities and described the image's always-on memory claim with memory citations. That is the useful core of the project. For a personal research inbox, a demo knowledge stream, or a prototype where you control every file, the pipeline is understandable and hackable. Then I ran consolidation. Gemini invented a relationship between the unrelated planning note and the LinkedIn image, saying they likely belong to the same development context. Nothing in the inputs established that. The system stores those proposed connections as memory, so a weak inference can become future context. There is no confidence threshold, no contradiction check, no evaluation suite, and no human approval step before that connection is reused. Now the forgetting test. I inserted 55 controlled records with canary tokens on top of the two real test memories. SQLite reported 57 total rows. The read function returned exactly 50 because the source code ends that query with limit 50. Visible IDs started at 8. Record 1 still existed in the database, but it was outside the model's context. A direct query initially reported that the first canary was not listed. The dashboard later guessed the correct token from the obvious numbering pattern. That is inference, not recall, and it is exactly why a confident answer is not proof of persistent memory. The other absolutes fail in code too. Text files are truncated after 10,000 characters. Inline media over 20 megabytes is skipped. Only a specific extension list is accepted. The API includes delete and clear operations, so forever is not a system guarantee. The upstream server listens on all interfaces with no authentication. The SQLite file is unencrypted, and the destructive endpoints have no access control. Do not expose this sample to a network with sensitive documents. It is also not free forever. The code needs a Gemini API key, and Gemini 3.1 Flash-Lite usage follows the current pricing and quota rules for whichever Google route you use. The stable model is real, multimodal, and optimized for low-cost, high-volume tasks. The sample license lets you modify the code, but that does not remove API charges or create a service-level guarantee. So here is the honest verdict. Keep the pattern if you want a small educational agent, file watcher, structured summaries, local storage, periodic synthesis, and a simple query UI. Before production, add authenticated localhost by default serving, encrypted storage, retention and deletion policy, explicit retrieval that scales beyond 50 rows, provenance for every derived connection, confidence or review gates, retry and failure tracking, pin dependencies, and end-to-end tests. If you need managed search, permissions, and operational controls today, use a production database or a supported retrieval service instead of pretending retrieval is gone. This is a clever prototype and a useful starting point. It is not an agent that remembers anything forever. The most important proof is not the polished dashboard. It is the row that stayed on disk while the model could no longer see it. The official repository, pull request, model documentation, and exact test caveats are linked below.